In psychoanalysis that your students changed?
Yes, it has changed very much. Because when I first came to England, I first of all specialized in child analysis under the direction of Anna Freud. So although she gave us a very comprehensive teaching, and we were learning very much all the papers and the books of Freud, it was very limited to Freudian ideas, of course. Plus the adaptations that Anna Freud herself had done so that psychoanalysis should be suitable to be used with children. But when I later did the training at the Institute of Psychoanalysis in London, I discovered that many of my colleagues had developed further ideas under the influence of, for example, Winnicott and mostly Melanie Klein. And it was very interesting because I felt very privileged. I had a very good background about classical psychoanalysis. So I was not really so scared or made insecure by hearing other things because I had my basis. I knew from where I was. But sometimes some of the things at first seemed so incomprehensible that I just rejected it. But after a few months and weeks and I would say years, I started to think that some of the ideas were absolutely fascinating. Particularly, for example, the greater emphasis on object relationship. Not just that you listen to the patient and you tell the patient what he feels or what the problem or the conflicts are, but that you take yourself very much into account and that you listen very carefully to what the patient makes of you, how he deforms what you say and who you are. And that is very telling and very helpful, for example. So I would say, and then my experience with the years also make me, also I think it allowed me to be more different with some patient and in other. I'm not always working quite the same way with all my patients, which is also, I think, very important.
Do you think will be useful for the young generation of analysts?
It's not an easy question you are raising, and certainly we can look at it from two sides. First, from the more narrow point of view of the psychoanalyst, not the psychotherapist, but the psychoanalyst. And there is, I think, there, in the world of psychoanalysis, some groups which have started to feel somewhat disaffiliated. They feel that there is less and less interest in psychoanalysis with the medical current of new drugs and new discovery. People tend to take more and more medication, and some people feel that psychoanalysis is menaced both through this angle and also because from psychoanalysis has been created so many kinds of psychotherapy. Some which are psychoanalytically oriented, like you, but also many who make a mixture of some ideas of Freud, but many more simple directive taken from psychology with methods which they feel can help patient in 2-3 sessions, and it's finished. And of course, these methods, which claim that they have very good results, are very attractive to the states and to psychiatry because we cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
And of course, the big question which we are always accused of is that we don't have results, we don't have clear results, we don't do research showing the improvement, but we only say that the patients improve, whilst other psychological approaches have a real psychometric proof of results. So this is not going to make our task better. And with a multiplication of psychotherapeutic approach, we will always be in a minority, and we will always have the no proper financial help from the state because we are just too expensive. And I think there comes the identification that the young trainee can acquire from his or her training. And I think if you have had a training which has really changed you and made you feel that you have understood something very important about yourself that you want to give to others, and that it's solid and it's comprehensive, I think you will go on struggling because you believe in what you do and you will stay with it. However, if you are not trained and you have properly and over a period of sufficient years, and if it's only some kind of hobby or some kind of trick that you have learned, then I think the danger is very great for the future because you will get more and more difficulty to get paid, more and more difficulty to get real patients. It won't come easy. And if then you lose your heart, you are not sure anymore that what you do is really of value, you will sink. And for me, that's the answer comes that as long as people will really believe in the depth and value and development also of psychoanalysis, despite all the difficulties, I think I see a good future for our science. It won't be easy, and I don't think that what we offer is for the masses. I think it's for those who really understand and cherish the complexity of the human mind. If you want to have a simpler answer and be happy tomorrow, you shouldn't come to us.
Or today.
What is a mind? Think about it. It's actually a difficult question. It's also an important question because, after all, what are you if not your mind? This thing, the mind, is studied from a great many different points of view by a great many different disciplines. Psychoanalysis studies and treats the mind. Psychology, that is to say academic and scientific psychology, studies the mind. Psychiatry treats disorders of the mind. Neuroscience studies the apparatus of the mind. Actually, even computer science, via the discipline of artificial intelligence, would claim to be studying the mind. The answers, though, that they'll give to the question, what is a mind, are subtly different. So the answer that we're looking for must somehow span what all of those disciplines are contributing. Then there's also the humanities. In a way, I suppose the very term, The humanities refers to what they study. They study what us humans are all about. So that is to say, they study the sciences of the mind. In German.
Because I don't feel like I love my mum, how you should love your mum. I almost feel like I can't cry about it anymore because I have spent years and years crying and getting upset, and even to the point where I desperately didn't want to be like my mum. But like I said to Dave, I said I could see myself turning into that person, and I made myself stop. So why can't she?
In earlier sessions, Zoe described how hurt she felt when her mother left the family. But that's only part of the story.
She's very intimidating when she's drunk, especially because she has physically hit me in the past. It doesn't matter how old I get, I still have that innate fear. Anyway, we had a massive row. I said to her, you know, I really like you as a person when you haven't had a drink, but when you have a drink, you turn into somebody that I don't want to be around. And for me, I know it sounds like an easy thing to say, but for me, it took immense balls for me to do it.
Part of you is still the frightened child. You're terrified you're going to get sworn at and...
Yeah.
What should we do about you? Because Mum and I have to talk this through.
In the next session, Amanda watches Zoe as she struggles to stop Izzy crying.
Why she does this? Drinks it and then spits it out and screams and then drinks it again. I just feel absolutely useless. What are you doing this for? See, this is a prime example of what she does at home. When I think she's tired and she won't give up. Yeah, I don't know, do you want this? You see what I mean? How on earth am I supposed to know?
The thing is that we can't control a baby. You do everything. You can do everything you can try everything. But sometimes babies, they just feel out of sorts and not okay. You just have to keep trying, Izzy.
If I'm holding her and she's screaming, then she obviously doesn't want me, does she?
I think you take it so personally. Talk to her.
I don't feel like I can then.
Is it? So what's up, Izzy? Izzy, what's up? It's so hard to stay with it, isn't it?
See, that's making no difference whatsoever.
Just need someone to give up. But Izzy gets in states. She gets in states. That would be hard for any mum to stick with.
So it reduced me to the point of tears and then give up.
That's what it feels like to you. That's not what she's intending. I think she really appreciates the fact you've stayed with her with it. You know,
I was really
because
hard,
it's so difficult.
I really just wanted to put her down and walk out, really.